Hello, little storms on YouTube, and welcome. We're going to be doing some art today, but before we get into some art, we're going to quickly just say a few things, and then we'll just be kind of hopping right into it, because I don't have anything really big to talk about today. I'm trying to eat something while also talking. I should probably just put this down. But some announcements. First off, we have a Patreon now. I know that I had Ko-Fi memberships before, but I'm gonna be honest, I just decided to stop doing the Ko-Fi memberships, so I might slowly be getting rid of them. Because on Ko-Fi, I can't be able to do NSFW art for some reason. I can, as long as they're clothed. So I'm like, alright.
Dad just got paid, you know what that means. Alexa, order 50 barrels of lube.
No, do not order 50 barrels of lube. But we do have a Patreon. There's already things up there on the Patreon. So let me explain a little bit about the tiers and how the tiers work. First off, the Patreon has 4 different tiers. It has an Only George tier, where it's basically only George. It's just pictures of George. You guys will be able to vote on different themes for holidays or even possible like new merch stuff. So if you want to do that, you can go and check that out. And then the other tiers, you know, has to do more with like comic stuff or art things or all of that sort of stuff.
Okay. Alexa, order me 200 bottles of oil.
Do not order oil, George. But there's a few other things with the other tiers that you can also get. But there is an only art tier, which is for all the G-Gens out there to have some NSFW art. So, there's already some things on there, up there for you guys, and I will be trying to post regularly on it. It will mainly only contain art stuff, but I did find out that you can do live streams on it, so.
Fine. Alexa, order Mom some scented candles.
No! Don't order that! Jose, do you want me to get demonetized or fucking banned off of YouTube? Because I can say this shit on Twitch, but I can't say this shit on YouTube. Yeah. That's the one problem with trying to join on YouTube. All my stuff is gonna get immediately demonetized. I know that for a fact. But anyways. Patreon! We have Patreon now.
Alexa, order more candles.
Thank you. George, why? Because George does. Because George is George. Oh, Miss Opie, Patreon is available. And actually, let me talk about Patreon a little bit, because I think that a lot of people don't do Patreon or understand it from, like, the back end. I always like talking about back end sort of stuff, like, from the back end, what it looks like. I can see everything you do.
Because Mom is a bottom.
Okay, there's an art piece that's up on Patreon right now that I can confirm art is a bottom. Jose will get to see it for free because he's my partner, so he gets to see it for free. But yeah, the NSFW art tier is $20 a month. It is not cheap, and I know that. But you do get access to all the other tiers. So just know that every tier, it unlocks all the rest of them.
Because Mom is a bottom. No moth cardigans for you.
Jose, that's exactly why I need moth cardigans, because I am a fucking bottom. I still want them to do an Atlas moth. I love Atlas moths. I could go on and on about Atlas moths. I love moths. I love moth designs. I'm sorry.
Huh? Sorry, I couldn't quite hear that.
Oh, shut the fuck up, George. No. Shut the fuck up. Oh my gosh. But oh my gosh. Shut up! I already marked it for a clip. Just shut up. But anyways, oh, okay. So I'm still alright, good. Good. So what I was trying to say, anyways, as I was trying to say, is looking at the back end of Patreon, I wanted to see what video stuff there was. I can only do that if I link it already. So like, let's say I want to publish a video, well, I would have to make it an unlisted video first, and then put it up there. And I'm just like, what the heck?
Patreon isn't the only back-end Mom's been looking at.
You're right, because you want to know who's behind I have been? I've been looking at George's behind, because now you on the Patreon can also see George's ass. That is on the only George area. Hey! By the way, how the tiers are set up, I did set it up as $1 for the only George, so it's $1 a month for only George. Then it goes 5, 10, 20.
For defamation.
Shut. George, you have a good ass. Shut up. I made your ass nice and round. Okay. Hot Georges near you. Exactly. Hot Georges near you. Again, that's in the Patreon. Should I just like, I don't even think I have the Patreon link, but I think if you go on socials, it will be in the all socials card link. Just click on that and it'll be up there. I did try to check to make sure that it all linked up correctly, because apparently there was an issue. Because, like, for some reason, Patreon, when you get the link for Patreon, it doesn't have the HTTPS, like, thing at the beginning of it, the prefix at the beginning. For some reason, it doesn't have that. It has the rest of it. It just doesn't have the beginning part. And I was like, why doesn't it have the beginning part?
I have the dumpy to rule all dump trucks, but I will sue for emotional damage.
But what emotional damage, George? There is none. But yeah. But I did find out on Patreon that apparently I can do live streams on it. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about live streams on there. Not to say that could be done.
$100 million and all profits.
Yeah, but we do have a Patreon now. It's great. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll probably be down in the description below. I still will have like Ko-Fi and all of those stuff, because sometimes people only want to give like a one-off donation, which fine, you know, that's great. You can make it an exclusive stream on Patreon for certain donors. Yeah, I do know. I do know that. It's just more of like, do I want to do live streams on there? That's the thing. I don't care about how to do it. It's more of like, do I want to do it, you know? Not to say that I wouldn't probably want to do it in future. I would say maybe for like, if I did it for only art ones, I would be like, I might have some for only arts where it would be me drawing like NSFW work and you guys just sit, watch me draw it. Or, cause I can't do that on YouTube and Twitch. So.
It gives you a reason to use the Monster Smasher Coochie Destroyer 9000.
I mean, I guess so. I could. I've been thinking. Yeah. By the way, the only art area does not only just have the female model, but it also will have the male model. So if you get surprised that, oh my gosh.
Mom just confirmed she owns one.
No, I don't own one, but I could draw one. I don't remember buying you that. Also, there is going to be some where it is art wrestling. But the wrestling will mostly be done with Jose's character. So, just so you guys know that. as well. There is some limitations to how I want to run the NSFW, and if people don't like it, then you don't have to come for another month. When you don't have one, store-bought is... I wouldn't say Jose is store-bought. But anyways, let me actually... Are throwing shade? No, I'm not throwing shade. I'm saying that he's better than store-bought, even though I've never had it.
Wrestling? You mean like the time when you used the bleep to bleep bleep in the bleep and bleep the bleep in the bleep 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 until you bleep and bleep bleep bleep.
Correct. Anyways, I don't know. Okay, this is a user. Here, let me go. No, hold on. Can I view it in another way? There we go. Jesus. Listen, I can change that. Anyways, so here's the Patreon. So yeah. By the way, there's already some for the tier for Bigger Storm. You guys get to color the early colored illustration pages, like early peeks of it, like what little bits I want to show. And then for Little Storms,
Anyways,
you guys get like
damn
sketches.
The disrespect towards Dad.
You guys get like little sketches here and there. So it's mostly the Patreon is just to really show off like other art stuff that I'm working on, and also to have a place to finally put NSFW work. Which, by the way, most of it is probably going to be early access / exclusive. Like, if there's some stuff where I don't feel like comfortable posting it on Twitter, I won't post it on Twitter. It'll probably be on the Patreon. But there's other stuff that I might be more than okay to post on Twitter. So, it's very loosey-goosey. I don't have strict things. If anybody comes in and starts requesting for like NSF audio and ASMR and stuff like that, I will respond with literally the gremlinest ASMR audio that I can. Like, as gremlin as I can. Which my throat may hurt at the end of the day, but I will work hard to make it as gremlin-y as possible and literally put it up for all tiers to fucking see. Literally as a response. Because the thing is that I will troll you so hard back because I'm not doing the audios that people usually do. I've noticed that a lot of
Loosely
people on Patreon
Gooses
do that.
reminds Dad of Sweet Potato. He should call him.
But yeah, so Patreon is now up and available, which is funny because I said that I might never do a Patreon in the future because like Ko-Fi is a little bit better, but honestly more people have more trust in Ko-Fi, so I have both. So if you want to do a one-off, you can do it on Ko-Fi. If you want to do a subscription based kind of one, you can do that on Patreon, I guess. But on Patreon, you do get access to more NSFW work. So, there's that. You guys can check out the tiers and stuff like that. I will say one thing. I don't know how I'm supposed to link it for Discord because it didn't give me an option. So I think I have to do that manually, which is a little terrible. Because I do have stuff for you guys, particularly in the Discord with roles and certain things, but it does seem like I cannot like get that together well. I have to look it up because apparently I think it's somewhere else and I'm just an idiot. I'm not technologically advanced, okay? I'm gonna admit that. I just realized that I have not had my fan on at all this entire time and have been wondering why I'm sweating in this heat. And then I look up and I realize the fan isn't on. What the hell is wrong with me? Yeah, I'm not technologically advanced and not smart enough to realize that apparently I hadn't had my fan on for the past 30 minutes. Da 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 da.
Dad walked 6 miles today and 9 miles yesterday.
And I would walk 900 miles and I would walk... Sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't stop myself. I couldn't stop it. It was so involuntary. Hey, sometimes the parasites. It's the parasites. They had to. It was the parasites. What? No. Why? No. Why are you sad now? I don't understand. Why are you sad? I wasn't dissing you. That was the parasites. I blame the parasites, okay? I'm laughing so much, I can't even switch over to my other screen to start drawing. Anyways, let's actually start getting into the art, shall we? Because I'm trying to work out to be less secure to put an effort into romancing my life. I know, but I'm sorry. It was like, you know, I walked this many miles and I just thought immediately, and I went on. Well, isn't that song about walking like 900 miles to get to like their lover or something like that? So like, if anything, isn't it on brand? Isn't that on brand? No, Jose, oh, that's the wrong button. See, it's on brand. It's on brand, Jose. Shush. Shush. No, stop with your tears. It's okay. Mwah. Mwah. I love you. It's talking about 1,000 miles to be with the one you love. See, you're doing all that hard work because you love me. I love you. I love you too. You love me in my gremlinness, and you love me in my ups and downs, and I love you. I hope those are happy tears. I will lick them later. Alright, so let's move over to stream. Hey, you always talk about licking my tears. I'm gonna lick your tears now. I'm gonna be honest. Literally, I started a stream and I was questioning whether or not I should end stream immediately because I was like having...
Dad said less teasing, more pleasing. Come actually lick them.
You know what? Just for that, Jose, hold on a minute. Jose, I'm gonna send you something. I'm gonna send him something so he can shut up. Oh, it's not in here. Hold on a minute. It's in the other one. Don't tell anyone what I sent you. I almost sent it in a group chat, by the way. Oh, he's responding. Oh, he's responding. Later, Jose. This is but a peek. I did reference my own body, by the way, so just so you know. And if you want to know exactly what I sent him, you're gonna have to go to the Patreon. No, I'm not joking. I literally made this piece for Patreon and I just sent it to him. Yes, Jose does get all of the NSFW work for free. And some that I haven't even shown on Patreon either. And he gets it because he's my hubby, so he gets to see everything for free. Shut the fuck up, Jose. I love you!
Dad spent a lot of money right now.
Did you just subscribe to my fucking Patreon for that? No, joking. No, you never have to. I'm just gonna send him. He gets to see all the shit that I post on Patreon for free because he's my fucking partner. How to get a free Patreon? Date them? No, don't do that. Don't do a parasocial relationship. He was dating me before then. No, I'm joking. No, or befriend them. That's the other way. No. I'm gonna be honest. Oh. 400. Okay. 100 for a Pokemon Go dude! Why? Okay, the magic cards I can understand. Alright, a mat. Alright, and food. Why Pokemon Go cards? Coins! It's not even cards, it's coins! What? For what? For what reason? Jose, I need to bring you onto that. It's funny. The other shit, understandable, and then all of a sudden, it's like what's the one with the Animal Crossing one? Oh yeah, who spent like $700 on fucking Animal Crossing? When Animal Crossing, I think it still is going, like the Pocket Camp. And it's like, how much money did you spend on Pocket Camp? Like, it's like, what? Jose, why? Okay, question. Did it make you happy? Did it make you happy, Jose? Mega Rayquaza comes back tomorrow. Oh yeah. That makes sense. I couldn't catch one because I had no one to raid with. Ah, I see. Spend money. Good thing. Anyways. Oh my gosh, what the heck was that? I was locked to only in-person raids. This time it's remote raids too. Nice! That's actually really nice. Anyways, we've seen this character up here on the screen. I think it's been long enough, right? I think it's been long enough to where we actually can start doing the art. And as you can see, she's mostly done with the coloring. She just needs to be rendered, which is going to actually be the worst part because she has a lot of metal. And I suck at drawing metal. Want to see the mat I got? Sure. But anyways, so this is Fera. She's a character that's going to be in the comic, but not for a while, unfortunately. She's like near the end of like cuz she has basically how I have it set up is like there's different arcs. And right now in the story, we're in the Storm arc. Oh, I just dropped my pen. I was trying to slap a moth away, and I instead slapped a pen out of my hand. But we're in the Storm arc right now. Like, the Storm technically / Luthador arc, because it's also a little bit... It's a mixed arc. It's both of them. And then eventually we're going to be going on to the Sea arc, and then it's... I believe it's the Rock. And then... So there's, like, different arcs. Oh, is it squirrels? Is it a squirrel mat? Bro, it's probably a squirrel mat. It's probably definitely a squirrel mat. It's a squirrel mat. 100% a squirrel mat. Just released. Excuse. Oh my gosh. It is a squirrel. It is a squirrel. It's a squirrel mat. Well, there's a new commander that's a squirrel. Oh my gosh. Now you have a commander for your squirrel deck. That's actually pretty cool. Well, I mean, you have another commander for your squirrel deck. Anyways, we have a lot of arcs to get through before we get to Fera. Fera's arc is one of the last ones. She is the last arc of the first part of the comic. There's technically 2 parts to the comic. There is the first part, which is kind of like a road trip situation that ends up happening, like a journey road trip situation. And the second part is more of the fighting and actual battle part, though we do get to see like fighting and other battle stuff that happens throughout. It's just like the second part of it is like, finally we're getting to that ending climax-ish area. So unfortunately, we do not get to spend a lot of time with this character, but that doesn't mean that I won't make sure to at least try and spend as much time with this character as possible. Because honestly, Fera is one of my favorites.
Squirrel, squirrel, witch, squirrels, witch, 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 squirrel, witch, witch, witch.
Moving on.
Witch.
Oh, God. No. No.
Witch.
George, I will turn you off.
Witch. Witch.
George, do you want to hear about the muscle mommy?
Witch.
George, do you want to hear about the muscle mommy?
Witch.
No, apparently they just want to scream witch at me.
Witch.
This is the rest of the stream. You know what?
Witch.
I was actually even thinking about turning off my mic and just having this be the George Create stream. And just imagine the entire stream is just that bot just typing witch constantly.
No, I only wanna hang witches. Witch.
This will be the content the rest of stream.
Witch.
Jose, do you think you can keep this up the rest of stream?
Witch.
Just nod in agreement if you can.
Witch.
I think he's trying to suggest.
No.
Oh.
Witch.
I like how he's only using George to talk to me.
Witch. Witch.
Jose, do you love me?
Witch.
I know I'm a witch, but do you love me?
Hi Pug, also witch. Send dad son's Riz.
That doesn't count!
Witch.
Hello, Pug. You didn't explain if you loved me. You just said I should send you some Riz. That doesn't help me.
Yes, but he's tired. Witch. Witch.
Alright,
Which?
I'm gonna try to explain Fera and who she is,
Which?
while George expresses how much they want to call me a witch.
Which?
We're just gonna continue on as if nothing's happening.
Which?
Ignore the frog in the corner. They let
Which?
them be what they want to be, which they want to keep screaming witch at me.
Wench.
Oh, okay, now they're changing it up.
Which?
Oh, no, they went back to normal. They're they're switching it up. I got you. Opie's out here like being like, don't worry about this, I got you, babe. Oh my gosh, the amount of things George is going to say when they're out of this. The amount of things they're gonna say when they get out of it! Oh my god! I haven't even started drawing! Okay, I'll just, let me explain Fera here. Fera comes from many from a desert-like community. Okay, there we go.
Switch.
Oh.
Nintendo Switch. Sandwich.
It's just gonna get all spammed
Which?
here.
Which? Snitch. I can't think of words that rhyme with which. Which? Pitch. Ditch. Which? Hitch. Which?
I like how that just rapid fired through all of them! Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. That was actually hilarious. But Fera comes from a desert-like people that have a bunch of, like, travel. There's, like, some people that travel. Some of them stay in, like, certain areas. And I will say, her outfit is very much mixed from a different...
Which?
Inspired by a multitude of...
We're here to reach out about your car's extended warranty. Which? Which? Which?
Thank you for the car's extended warranty. I wish to deny it.
We are farmers, badum bum bum.
We are farmers. Oh my gosh. Oh, by the way, I found a way to be able to make George do sound effects and whispers and all of that sort of stuff. I'm gonna look through it and test it, and then I'll kind of help you guys lay it out next time. But anyways, Fera is really kind of very definitely badass warrior woman. She will punch a bitch.
Which?
She has punched me. Technically,
like
in the lore, she does.
Farm is there. Which? Which?
I'm already slightly wanting to turn George off.
Which?
You know what? I'll just mute George. I can't hear nothing now. But Fera comes from a very much warrior oriented
Geico can save you
people,
15%
so that's like
or
really
more
awesome
on car
and really
insurance.
cool. And she she has two partners because her community and where she is, they are polyamorous. So, they practice polyandry and polygamy. Which you might be like, what's the difference? Polyandry is where there is one woman and where the woman has like multiple male partners, or you can do polygamy, which is mostly known as one guy with many wives. They practice polygamy, which just means that they are just poly, so the partners can be whatever. She has one wife and one husband. She is not, like, the main person in the relationship, by the way. It's not like these two ended up in a why choose romance. No, that's kind of not the situation that happened. Like, it had to be agreed upon that they would add more to the relationship. It's a very communicative-based thing. And the reason that they are like this is because the fire god, who they believe in, also named Fera, by the way. Fera was named after the fire goddess.
I just got this note from Pug. Have they considered trying Pugamy?
Pugamy? Yeah. But Fera is, she's definitely a very warrior-based, very loyal, and...
Polygamy? That sounds like a lot of polygons to render.
Yeah, it does. It does. It does sound like that, doesn't it, George? The 3D artist brain be coming back. The brain rot be coming back for that, apparently. I still have yet to draw her partners. That's going to be something that's going to be done a little bit later on. But I do know what her partners kind of look like. I know an idea in my head. I just haven't formulated them onto pages yet. But yeah. I go sleep now. Go sleep. Go sleep.
Which?
Excuse me. Yeah, but Fera is pretty cool. I will tell you this much, give you a little bit of spoilers. I do end up fighting her. You do not know why, and I will not explain why or how. But Fera definitely is a very, very fighting, punching, but also extremely loyal. She's not
referring to Pug getting food.
Yeah, she's not, I kind of a little bit based her because I like how the Gerudo were in Legend of Zelda, okay? They do not function exactly like how the Gerudo do. They're not like a race full of warrior women and only women. Like, no, that's not what they are. The men do exist. Men do exist in her ethnic group. Because these are more of ethnic groups. All of how the planet works is they're not different, like, species. They're actually different, like, ethnic groups of the same species. So yeah, just so you guys know a little biological history. Actually, speaking about biology, this particular ethnic group actually has a great tolerance towards heat. Meaning that they can tolerate heat a lot. Tribes, cultures. Well, the tribes, cultures definitely means different places. Tribes is more of something that is like for community-based stuff. Which actually, her community and how her particular ethnic group works is that they are many tribes that do come together to decide on stuff for their particular area and domain of so they don't really have because I have thought about like governmental systems and what exactly are those governmental systems. The only one that has a very sophisticated or like quote sophisticated and mostly like how our world works is there is one that has a monarchy and is kind of the only one that does have a monarchy, but the monarchy isn't really like a monarchy. It's really weird. It's like a democracy and a monarchy, like where if they don't like the king or queen anymore, they can just, you know, get rid of the entire family and the entire bloodline and vote on a new person to take their place. So it keeps you in check.
Pagaki.
But it keeps them in check. Mostly the people that mainly run the area are like it's a very logic-based community. And by the way, this particular community is the Kiesh, which is a part of Kiesh. That is talked about, I believe, in the second chapter, that you start kind of realizing that Art and Luthador are not from the same community. There is a story that kind of goes along with it, but it's not really going to be covered in the comic. The Kiesh and Skiesh used to be the same people, and then like something had happened, and so half of them ended up down underground and then developed into the Skiesh. Because Kiesh used to have horns and wings, and now they don't have that anymore, and as you can see, Art doesn't have horns, but Luthador does. And that's from that past. Basically, same root ancestry, but then diverged into two ethnic groups. I've thought a lot about like how the structure of everything works and how it is, so it kind of makes sense a little bit for how this is, because there's a lot of like things about like biology, how does biology work, and it's not intense biology. I'm not like out here being a biologist, right? It's just, what do I basically know about cultures, how groups work, how humans work, because it's basically based a little bit off of humanity and how humanity has structured itself over the time and over the years, and like how that kind of structure is, and that's kind of like how I base my things around it. It's not in depth, but it's like in depth enough to where it helps me to be able to function how the story is. It at least helps me for like little small background things of like how they speak and their mannerisms and their like how it influences their architecture and their clothes. Like, for example, you see me and then you see Fera, and you can see like we're definitely not from the same place. Like, there is a definite there is different clothing going on, there's different fashion things happening. But yeah. So there is that, and I take that a lot into consideration when writing stuff. Most of this stuff I don't have in depth, but I know it in-depthly enough to where it helps me to be able to actually write the story. But it's not really needed in the story. It's mostly like background knowledge I have in my back pocket. Maybe at one point, maybe later down the line, maybe I'll like write an encyclopedia or something on it so you guys can read it, like the Encyclopedia of Tel Von, and you get to learn all the history of Tel Von. So yeah, maybe, I don't know. But from chapter 2 you can see that there is some knowledge of things that have happened in the past. Some book record stuff. It'll be referenced also in chapter 3 talking about the archives. That is also an important thing. The archives is just like literally an archival system that the Kiesh have put together of literally all of the history of the entirety of this world. And it's basically like the Library of Alexandria. That's basically what the archives are. It's like the Library of Alexandria, but like even more intense, right? Because like they put some stuff like under lock and key, like only certain people can have access to it. So yeah, and most lords and ladies, depending on how high you are on like the ring of knowledge of like into this group, you can get access to it. So most common people do have access to the archives, but there's some stuff in there that they don't have in-depth access to unless like something has happened and then they release the information. But for the most part, most of that stuff is kind of kept under lock and key for the safety of like certain people. And usually the kept under lock and key stuff is like things that could possibly break the understanding of how normal people function in their reality. So it's usually not for like nefarious purposes. It's more of, if this was released, it would shatter people's minds. It would like shatter everything about people's beings. So they're like, nope, people shouldn't see this. Technically, the entirety of the Art of Chaos is an archival book that we are reading through, and it is in that system where it is not known to the public. Only parts of it are. So the rest of it is locked under lock and key. But what we're reading is the actual under lock and key stuff. So just so you kind of get an understanding of like how intense the Art of Chaos basically is going to be. Like basically what happens in the Art of Chaos, not a lot of people are not a majority of people are extremely privy to that information. Unless you were there. Like you know because you were there. So,
are you telling me that the cursed and possessed books are locked away responsibly?
Yes, basically, yeah. Any cursed and possessed books are locked away.
There goes my weekend plans.
George, you cannot access technically, George, you can go in there and access it whenever you want, but at the same time, I made sure to put some some insurance on it, because I know you would go in and steal that stuff immediately. But yeah, that's to just show you, to tell you guys a small little bit about how just intense the world building is. Is it necessary to the story? Oh, look at that. The Art of Chaos little thing just popped up. It's not very intense to the story, with how you're going to be seeing things. But it's just information that I need to know so that we can make references to it, you know? It's just to make the world feel a little bit more like it's a world that exists, right? Because we may not know it as readers, but because these characters know it, it gives us the understanding of, oh, this is normal. So, like, there's a part where they're talking about the archives, right? And it's like, oh, the archives. Okay, well, the archives kinds of gives us an understanding that it must be, like, an archival system of some sort. So it must be that. That's what they're talking about. And then, in the context, they're talking about getting information about something. And that somebody has access to go in and look at those. So it's like, okay, so we have to have, like, higher up people. There's only certain people that can have access to it. And they're going to be looking up this thing. So it's like, it gives the context without me telling you what the archives are. And that's kind of like how I do my writing. It's like, I know what it is. But I'm going to make sure that within the context that you know what it is as a reader. Because it won't make sense until I give you the context. There is one part with Luthador and how his powers and abilities work, which you did see in Chapter 2, by the way. It's going to be further explained in Chapter 3. And there is already a thing up, if you are on the Patreon, that you can get an even early, in-depth sneak peek at a little bit of how his powers work. So, yeah, there's reasons to go on the Patreon now. It's like, there's stuff up there, that I have already, like, put up there. So then, like, when people come in, it's like, there's already stuff up there for you guys to look at. That's kind of how I wanted to do it, is like, here's already stuff for you guys. Enjoy. Because I didn't want to open up a Patreon and then there be nothing in there. So I was like, okay, let me give myself like a few days. Put stuff that I want to put up there. And then, okay, now I'm opening it. By the way, technically the Patreon has been open for technically a week. But I didn't want to say like really a big announcement of it. Oh, I just hit my mic. I just hit my mic stand. Until like I had stuff up there. So yeah. By the way, there might be also like early character designs that you guys might have access to and a bunch of other stuff. But a lot of it revolves definitely around the comic, just so you guys kind of know that. Or like merch and other stuff. And of course, every once in a while when I get bored or like can't really do much, there will be probably George stuff. Just because most of the only George stuff is actually really easy for me to do. Like, I can get it done in like an hour or two most of the time. So it's just something little there that I can be able to post up every once in a while if I'm getting a little boggled down with some stuff. So yeah, so I will try and keep on top of at least trying to post when I can and adding stuff there to the Patreon when I can. But for the most part, just expect me to be a little bit absent on it. I am absent on a lot of places because working on the comic has been very, very, very intense. Especially with this current chapter being like 24 pages long, which is like the longest chapter I've ever made currently. And I am so thankful right now for 3D assets because they are helping me so much. It makes doing the backgrounds so much faster and easier to do, which has helped me a lot because honestly, the first few pages are literally interiors that have a lot of background objects, and because of how the 3D objects work, it's so much easier for me to block the colors in and render them out and everything. It's so great. You guys don't understand how much pain I've been going through. It took me 2 days to organize the entirety of the background environments and stuff, just so you guys know that. I spent a long time trying to make those backgrounds nice. I will say though, the sad thing is with 3D assets in particular is that a lot of them are either more modern assets or more European looking assets. So the problem with them being more European is because, I mean, arts community is very much more to that of European style. But when it comes to Fera's and also for goalless, they're not, so I'm going to have to actually draw in their backgrounds and sketch it out actually, because I do not have any background assets that I could use for them. Or they're just very rare to come across. So that's going to be definitely an issue later down the line. And I hope by then, maybe I'll be able to like dedicate more time to it, you know? But anyways, without any further ado, we should probably get into actually drawing this muscle mommy. And you might be like, why are you calling her a muscle mommy? I don't see no muscles on there. Wait till we get to the rendering. Which we are only doing basically the rendering today. By the way, if we finish this early today, which we probably will, I'm going to actually switch over to start working on the 2.0. Because I kind of need to start working on it. I'm working on the model. So you're going to see the live 2D prepping for the model to be made. I did put a sneak peek of what the eyes already look like. I changed some certain designs. Also, there's an ad coming up. If you guys want to put an ad out right now, you can. If not, you can just, you know, let it go on its course and it will play a 3-minute ad. I play these 3 minutes so that you guys don't end up with pre-roll ads and anything else, but if you have a Prime sub or anything like that, you can definitely do that, and then you don't have to watch any of these. At one point later down the line, when I am able to make more than enough money, I will definitely be giving out free subs. That's one, or, well, not free subs, because I'm paying for it, but I'll be definitely handing them out sooner or later, when I'm able to make more money from this, because I would like to do that, so you guys don't have to deal with ads, and then everyone can be happy. But anyways, I'm gonna start getting some stuff together. Oh, I kind of already had this together, which is good. Is this... Okay. Yeah, that's all the metal up there. It's not the metal on her shoes, though. Well, I guess I'll just have to work on that when I do. Okay, the tie, the hair, that's fine. No. Oh. Yeah, we're not gonna deal with that. Let's just say Fera has a lot of layers. I had to experiment a lot with Fera because how I wanted to do her was different. I'll talk about it actually after the ads because some people might want to hear it. Let me just like prepare for rendering. Da 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 da. What's this? Oh, I'll turn that off. We don't need that on. Oh, I was gonna affect all these and I forgot I need to put this on. Boop, 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 boop. And boop, 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 boop. Did I just put that in a folder? I did. There we go. It don't need to be in a folder. It need to be outside the folder. There we go. And then go up to here. What? Okay, there are some problems, but don't worry, I can fix them later. Can be fixed later. Yeah, because this would be covering that. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Honestly, after a while, you just... when you start getting into the art, you're just like, nothing else matters except drawing this art. Yeah, I might need to go up here and fix some stuff, but that's okay. Is everyone back from ads? And I hope you're all good. I'm trying to like... okay, this needs to go here. This needs to go there. This needs to go there. And now we can kind of... now, I know that these are probably not accurate. Return from ads, yes. Hooray. Da 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 da. Yeah, I have like a small technique to kind of like make abs, which definitely does work here and there. No, I think these need to be... I will say, this design of Fera is what I imagined Fera to be, but never was able to really actually do it until, like, now. Like, only now did I finally figure out how to really draw Fera. But one of her partners, which is more of the female partner that she has, is going to actually reference more of Fera's older design, because that fits better for the partner than it does for Fera here. Which, you know, sometimes you're gonna have to change and edit a lot of things when it comes to character design. Especially in this day and age, it's just like, you know. But one thing that I did want to make sure of when drawing the comic and doing the comic in particular is, one, I kind of wanted them to be, you know, a lot of different skin tones, one thing, because I just wanted to, because I thought that would be cool, and I just wanted to do it because I could do it. And then the other thing is that, oh, I need to reference her toesies. And then the other thing that I wanted to do in particular was create different, like, body types. And then I was like, you know what? I'm the chubby body type. I'm the small and chubby body type. And then we have the very thin, leanish. Well, she's not really that lean, but we have I'm trying to keep like the variation of body types all here, because you know, people have a variety of different body types, right? But I always wanted Fera to be a muscle mommy, and for some reason, whenever I tried to draw Fera, she was never muscle mommy enough for me. I was like, God, I mean, like, you still look cool, Fera, but you're not there yet. And now she's finally there, and I'm happy. I'm actually happy with how she looks. Actually, her color palette and her skin tone and everything like that have not changed in the least. It's still pretty much the same with a few variations here and there because I edited a few things, but I really always liked the really bright colors on her because it just makes so much sense. Not only just for her community and her culture as well, which a lot of her culture is very, very much lots of metal work. So she wears a lot of jewelry to kind of like highlight that. Also, another thing that is in my comic is that they don't wear rings. They don't wear rings when they're married. Rings are not a thing. Every community has their own way of how they show off that they're married. So little fun design things. So as art with my particular character and how I identify that I'm like married is that my hair is tied and my necklace is my engagement. That's like showing that I was engaged and I'm married, and then now my hair is tied and people know that I'm married. So that's kind of like a cool little small character design thing. Fera here also has that going on as well. The necklace is not her engagement. This is a family kind of situation. So this is a family thing. Her earrings are the thing. So this is adulthood. This is if you're married. This is how many partners you have. So this means you're an adult, you went through the adult process, you're married, and this can be any color, by the way. Fera just chose red. And then this is how many partners you have. So she has 2 partners. So people can tell immediately, like people can tell like who your family is, people can tell if you've gone through the adult process and what warrior, like if you're a warrior class or like who you are, like when it comes to class. And well, I say class, but it's mostly like who you are in the community, and then whether or not you're married and whether or not, like how many partners you have. Do you have 1 partner? Do you have 2 partners? Do you have 3, 4? So you'll see in Fera's like community that there are some people that have a lot of piercings here, and you'll have people that have maybe only 1 or 2. So it depends on how many people that they have. By the way, if your partner does die, this changes to color. Changes color. So it goes from a different color, because some people wear silver instead of gold. So it just changes to a darker color. I don't know what that color is, but it does change to a different color if the person has, one of their partners has unfortunately passed away. To basically say like, I have this many partners, and here are the partners that unfortunately passed away. It's respect. It's a respect to them. But yeah. So they're really, it's very interesting. I love Fera's culture, honestly, and how I have built it, because it is it's complex, but filled so much with consent and respect, which is very interesting because they're people of fire, and fire is like uncontrollable, unruly in a sense. But the thing is that it can also bring light, warmth, and comfort. So like, it's very interesting to have these kind of people in the way that they are. Yeah. Also, the other thing is Fera is the reason to why a lot of Blightons do not have armor. They don't wear armor because Fera, she has very powerful, like, fire, like, heat that she can give to, like, other people. So she can literally melt the metal off of people. Yeah, just like, put that little image in your head of this person just walking up to you and just literally... It's worse than heat metal. Like, if you know D&D, and you know you can put heat metal on something, it's worse than that. Because it doesn't just, like, over time. No, it's, like, instant heat metal. That entire metal is melting off. So, she is quite a fiery person. I would say she's kind of a little bit like Karlach in a way with how much, like, heat she gives off, so... Good thing my armor is bone. Yeah, I mean, like, if you have something else that she can't, like, melt away or burn, it's like, yeah. Now, you might be wondering, okay, how does her, like, the other metal instruments, like, around her, not melt off? It's because most of the time they embody their flames and stuff into the metal, so it's like, the metal is able to... Their metal is able to deal with the amount of heat because of how they make their metal. So it's like, you know, that's like an easy way to excuse it, right? There's a lot of complex little things that I feel like some people might be like, but actually, and it's like, it's a fantasy world, shut the fuck up. If I get actually in my fucking comic, I'm gonna be like, look, it's a fantasy world. Let it be. One thing I am struggling with right now is to make the map of Telvon, which eventually might be released on Patreon first, so you guys get to see the map of Telvon first before anybody else does, and then I will release it to everybody else. But the map of Telvon is very complex with how I want to do it, because I'm like, well, I gotta have a desert area. Well, how do I make a desert area? And I'm gonna be using, like, actual, like, geographic, how geography would actually work, and make it fit to do it. Because if I don't do it, I feel like there's gonna be some people yelling at me, and I know I'm gonna get confused when we start actually walking into certain places. So yeah, the map is to help me to be able to figure out where the heck we're supposed to be. And then the cool thing is, what I might do is literally make, like, a map tracker and just say, we are here. You are here. So that then you guys even know where we are on, like, where the characters are on the map in relation to everything else. The other thing is that it will help me when trying to figure out where certain Blighted territories are. Because just so you know, it is a war. There are certain areas that have been completely overtaken by Blightens. So, like, that entire area, just trying to walk through it to get to someplace else is completely a death sentence. So, there are going to be some areas that are going to be extremely dangerous, and they have to be really, really careful. So. But yeah, it's not, again, it's not, like, really a, it's not really going to be a happy story. Or, like, any happy endings and stuff like that. I will say this much, if people want, I might do, like, certain, like, spin-off stuff with, like, how Fera met her partners and all of this sort of stuff, but that might be after the comic is finished, because, like, I don't want to really do that while I'm also working on the comic, because I don't have the time to. I wake up every morning, work on one page of the comic, because now I'm, like, on to, like, actually doing the pages of the comic, work on the comic, and then later on at night, if I have the time or want to, I work on other stuff. I work on, like, other art, I work on the 2.0, I work on whatever I need to get done. And that's literally how my days are. I can barely go on Twitter sometimes, which I think is good because it keeps me off of being in Twitter. But I also think it does hurt me a little bit because I'm not interacting with people and I'm not doing those interactions and networking and stuff. But it helps keep me off of there. But it also means I stay off of other places like Discords and certain things. So it doesn't help me in the long run, does it? Da 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 da. Na, 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 na. I'm trying to like figure out. Some things. There you go. Do 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 do. And over here. Yeah, I also do realize that Fera does have her toesies out. She got her grippers out for free. I know. I know. Everyone applaud for the grippers. She do got the grippers out for free. I don't know how to do toes. Just ignore that the toes are being done in a weird way. I don't know how to do toes. Ignore my toes. They're bad. My toes are bad. I swear to God, if someone says, that's AI generated because of how the toes are, I could be literally like, no, I'm just shit at drawing toes. I just shit. Sometimes I know how to draw toes, other times I don't know how to draw toes. Let me be. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But anyways. See. I will say this much about, because I kind of want to talk a little bit about the comic as well and how it's going. Please save me from my mortal shell and just like make me a god so I can fucking actually fucking do it. I'm gonna be honest, as a singular person working on my comic, it is actually extremely hard to make a comic. I do not. I know like some streamers that have been thinking about making a comic for their lore, and I'm just looking at them like, be very careful with how you go about doing it. Try and make it nice, short, and sweet, and where you might be done in like 10 chapters, or else you'll end up in my eternal hell of it's going to probably take about 100 chapters. Please don't. So that's my warning to you if you want to do it, because it does take a lot. And because I'm a one-woman army over here. I edit all of my own clips. I do my own art. I'm running the Patreon. I got the comic to do. I got my 2.0 to do. I got my 2.0 chibi, and also I have like the mail stuff to do as well. I'm going to be going through a rebranding next year, so that does mean that I do have a new logo, but I have to change it because we're kind of going through a little bit of a rebranding as well. To make new emotes and all that sort of stuff. So eventually it's going to boggle down to a lot of stuff, and I might have to take a little hiatus from the comic, but at that point I want there to be enough stuff there to where if I do take like a month or two hiatus from it, because it might be a few months of a hiatus from the comic, just to work on other stuff, but also to backlog some stuff for the comic. That way I can be able to post a lot more often. And I don't have to like be literally boggling down to make the next chapter. Or I might have to start cutting chapters in half, where I have half of the chapter posted one part and then the other half of the chapter posted like later on. So you get like a bi-weekly, but it's like you only get half of the chapter one day and half the chapter the other one. And I was like, I don't want to do that because I hate doing that, and I hate when people do that because it just like doesn't make sense to me and I don't like it. So I wouldn't want to give that to you, but if situations happen, it might have to end up being that, which I don't want to do. And some people might be like, why don't you just hire like an editor or something? I don't have the money. That's why I'm basically opening up Patreons, trying to do the merch stuff and other things to be able to, you know, get some other ways of getting money to be able to do it. I will say this much. I want to do commissions again, but I literally feel like I can't. Even though I did try to open up commissions at one point, I was just like, I don't know if I can do them. Like, honestly, I don't know if I can do them. Actually, the time when I did open them up, I was able to do them. But it's just like, the comic is taking so much out of me that I literally cannot work on commissions. It is that bad. So, and you know, like literally if I just had somebody to edit my stuff for me so I didn't have to do all the clipping and stuff, then I could be able to be like, okay, I'll just send this out to there and then I don't have to worry about doing anything with it. Right? You know what? I'm gonna take like a mini break and I'm gonna eat some pizza because I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry. Num num nums. But we are almost done rendering Fera's skin. Would you guys like to hear the story of how I ended up with having pizza today? My mom literally messaged me yesterday and she was like, do you want Little Caesars? Like it wasn't a question. It was like, we're getting Little Caesars. And so that's what ended up happening. So we ended up getting Little Caesars. And I'm gonna be honest. For the price, it's actually a pretty good pizza. Is it the best pizza I've ever had in the world? No. But the bread, like like my mom was saying, like, oh, the crust is so good. I will say, this isn't a reheated pizza slice. This is just like pulled from the freezer and cooled to room and got to room temperature, and I'm eating it now. So it's not really it's not really good right now. But when it was fresh, oh my goodness, it was good. Also, I don't know what they put in their breadsticks. But those breadsticks taste like how I imagine Olive Garden. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Olive Garden breadsticks are okay. But Little Caesars breadsticks is how I imagine Olive Garden breadsticks should taste. So, I didn't get the crazy sauce or whatever. I didn't get that. And then they had like a sweet like cookie bite thing or whatever. I think it was a brownie and a cookie. But I don't know if the cookie is like supposed to be raw. Because it's definitely not cooked. But like I don't feel bad after eating it. So I'm like, okay, I think it's just raw edible cookie dough. On top of a fully cooked brownie, by the way. With M&Ms on top of it. It's like a cosmic brownie. But they have the brownie and then the edible cookie dough and then the M&Ms on top. Or colored chocolate something. But yeah, so it's interesting. It was quite an interesting thing to eat. I even gave a piece to my mom. She was like, interesting. And she was like, are there instructions to cook it? And I'm like, there shouldn't be. Why should I be cooking it? I don't think it's supposed to be cooked. I actually have a breadstick, but I'm not going to eat the breadstick. I'm actually eating this all with my left hand, so I don't get any on my right hand, because my right hand is what I use to draw. I think we're just now staring at Fera's toesies. That's what we're doing today. We're staring at feet today, apparently. You know, what is it with the VTubers and feet? What happened? Why are we so obsessed in the VTubing community with feet? Maybe it's because we can't see them. Maybe that's why. Are you asking the true questions here? I'm unlocking my third eye here. I don't know why. You know, I just realized I think I'm having a little bit of a migraine because I'm starting to get super sensitive to light. The funny thing is, I never know if I'm actually having a migraine or not, because when people try to explain to me what a migraine is, I'm like, I don't feel like I have that, but I am being sensitive to light. I think it might be that I'm getting overstimulated by the light, which is such a stupid thing to think about, but maybe it's true. I got no freaking idea. I live in so much pain and suffering. My back hurts so much from basically just sitting on my ass all day trying to draw the comic for hours on end. I do try and get up though, and like try and do other things. But again, it's really hard because I'm like a one-person show here. I will say though, I'm an idiot and literally forgot that the lasso fill tool existed, and for the past several pages have been literally drawing an outline and then filling it in. Completely forgot it existed. Yesterday I finally remembered it and was like, oh my gosh, so much time saved. Like, I finally had a realization. By the way, just so you guys know how far I am in drawing it, I'm at page 5, but I've drawn 5 pages. And you might be confused. Why are you on page 5 but you've drawn 5 pages? It's because there was one page that was easy, and so I just ended up drawing that. So I ended up doing 2 pages yesterday. And then today I kind of just worked on blocking in the background for Art's room, because we're gonna get to see Art's room. I do have a sneak peek of it if you want to go on the Patreon, so you can see it on there. Returned. I just finished eating my pizza slice, which I do have another pizza slice. So in case I get hungry again later on, I have another pizza slice I can devour. Hooray. I like how we were staring at our toesies. Oh my goodness, now I got the hiccups. There we go. I kind of want to I wanted to bring down the sketch a little bit to kind of see, now you can see she's a muscle mommy. Look at those abs.
Mum didn't share, so I cursed her with hiccups.
I guess so. I guess George got me with the hiccup curse. These people can now say that she is a muscle mommy. No, nobody can doubt me. No, I'm joking. Oh. Let me change that to that. There we go.
I cast X to doubt.
No, you can't exit out because it's true.
Those abs look drawn on, da dumptis.
That's such a stupid joke. That oh my god, that's so dumb. It's so dumb, but the funny thing is you're not wrong, because I'm drawing them. God damn it. That's so... I don't know why I feel mad, but also just so proud that that was such a good joke. Oh my gosh. Bruh, I'm wheezing too. I'm like, what the heck? There you go. Now, I do want to add a little bit more... Ooh, no. Shine to the abs. Because why not? If you're in a deserty area, it's gonna be a little shiny. Because she got that sweat. I don't know. Will I make this race sweat? Who knows? I mean, technically they're intolerable to heat, so... They're heat intolerant. Oh wait. They're tolerant towards heat. They're not heat intolerant. That would be terrible. They're cold intolerant, mostly. They hate the cold. Alright, we're gonna work on clothes next. And for a moment, I'm going to bump this up to maybe 10. I think that'll be better. No, not metal, we're doing clothes. Oh, I'm using the wrong brush. I was like, wait a minute, why is it not coming through? You know, the funny thing is, Fera's top has not really changed much. Clipped. Oh my gosh. Fera's clothes has not changed much from her original, like, kind of way I wanted to do the top. It is not really changed much at all. Which I do like that it hasn't. Because I wanted to give her a design that just seems like... I wanted to give her a design that makes her feel like she's supposed to be like a dancer or something, but she's not that, she's a warrior. So it feels so weird that like her outfit top looks more like she belongs as like a dancer, but instead she's like a warrior that's gonna beat you up. Which definitely brings her into like, cause like art and how I've designed art is that art technically has two outfits. She has this outfit, and then she has the battle outfit, which you do see in the first chapter of the comic. That battle outfit is specifically for when she's out doing reconnaissance or missions or doing like other sort of stuff that has to do with like fighting. So other than that, she mostly wears her other outfit, which is her casual outfit, which is the one I'm currently wearing on this model. But yeah, like I've thought a lot about like, why do they wear these certain clothes and what does it mean to wear these clothes? So yeah. It's good. It's good to have like a good idea of like why your character wears certain things. It also does make it a little bit more personal. I know some people just like, you know, they want their characters to look like they're wearing like cool clothes. So there is that too. You know, there's a balance, right? Some people just want their characters to wear cool clothes, and other people want to give their characters a little bit more, I guess, what's the word? Like, more reason, like more emotion behind it. Yes, this back here is supposed to be like that. There you go. There you go. And then this back here too. And this here. Yeah, Fera has a lot of layers for her outfit because of how I ended up dividing up how the clothes were. And because I had to change a lot of colors because I was like, I kind of don't like that color. Let's change it to like a different color. So there's a lot of color changes and other things, and so that's why her outfit is very much a lot. I did want to give her more patterns and stuff because I thought that her outfit was a little too plain for my liking. And I was like, I feel like with this big block here, let's give her something. Let's give her something like a yummy design. I say yummy, but I'm just like, I wanted to give her something. So she didn't look too plain. And the area, like, I pull inspiration from a lot of different cultures and communities for Fera in particular. So there's always going to be that. You will kind of notice that I do try, and it is, I will say this much, it is a hodgepodge of different cultures and communities because I liked how different stuff was and how that inspired me to create Fera's culture in particular. I'm not referencing any actual communities, like specifically, right? It is a hodgepodge mix of different things. And the reason I have to clarify that is because it seems like some people might get butthurt about that. I don't know why people are like trying to be all like, there's this whole entire little bit of like a debate in sort of like the art area community of like the difference between referencing and actually like saying that it is from this culture. If I was writing like something about an actual world, like let's say like Fera's from an actual world like place, like then yes, I want to make it more specific to that people and being able to do all the research and references for it. But this is a fantasy world and it's more of inspired than actually from there. And the reason that a lot of people are talking about this is because of like the Hoyo situation. Actually, we have an update on the Hoyo situation.
Any similarity to actual persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental.
Actually, the funny thing is, yeah, I actually have to clarify that too, because there are some people in the lore that I write that are based on other people that I either know, have interacted with, or friends with. So, Fera is a hodgepodge mix of people that I've met. She is a hodgepodge mix of people that I've met. There are some characters that are based specifically on certain people. Like Art's mom is specifically based on my mother. Art's father is also specifically based on my father. I'm gonna spoil, chapter 3, we talk about Art's brother. Art's brother is a little bit inspired more by my friend than my actual blood
Tell
brother.
us or George will fire you in your sleep.
But Art's brother is more inspired by my friend than by, like, anything else. They also are just their own person that I've thought up. It's just more of, like, I pull... So when writing characters, and I think, like, a lot of people need to keep this in mind, when writing characters, have a few people in mind to kind of reference for personality stuff. Like, what to, like, build. You're basically building people. You're building people. When you're building characters, you're building a person. Like, you have to keep that in mind. So it's like, okay, you have to look at how real people react. You have to look at how real people are going to say things and do things and interact with things. That's how most of my comic is basically written. I'm literally letting the characters talk for themselves with most of the comic. I have an outline of everything that is going to happen. I don't have a script. I don't have anything else. It's just, what is the character going to say? Ever since the VTuber Barbie conversations, that's how I viewed character building. Yeah, I mean, like, even Barbie does it, so you're not wrong. Technically, Barbie does it. Like, if you look up the Barbie movies, like, you could go over there and actually reference those. Now, of course, it's more, like, family-friendly, you know, but, you know, if you want more family-friendly characters, you reference, like, Barbie. And, again, you can reference, like, many other works. If you like how a person writes characters, literally look at their work and how they reference things and how they particularly write characters. Like, if they've talked about, like, how they write characters, you can reference it. Now, referencing does not mean that you're ripping it off, okay? A lot of people just don't understand this, I feel like, and especially in the VTubing community and online art community, referencing is not ripping off. Referencing or being inspired by is not the same as ripping something off. It is just, you are inspired by other people and what they have done, and you want to add it into your workflow to create a more interesting and compelling character. That's what I'm doing. Most of how I do characters, though, is very much specific to me and how I build them. Because I go, okay, I want this character. Alright, where do they live? Where do they live? Who are they? And how would that influence what they wear? So I'm very much like building an actual personal identity for these characters. so that they have their own personal identity that makes them like unique. Because like how Fera dresses is going to be different than how her partner dresses, like her partners, because she has two of them, remember, is very different from how her partners dress. Okay, why is that? Is it because of class? Like, you know, they're different classes? Is it because they like different colors? Is it because they're like, you know, they're from a different place? Which one of them is, because one of them is the same as Varel, being the basically furries of my world. One is basically a furry. Now I say basically, but not really. They're more, I don't know if you've seen like Buff Pup and who's the other one? Or Basil Wolf, those two VTubers. They're gonna look more like that. So they're more humanoidish looking than Varel, which Varel is straight up a... Did you really give me furry mode to talk about this? Varel is more straight up a furry. So you have like variations to them as well. And that would...
They are furries.
They're furries. Yeah. So there's variations to how things work, which I think is very good, because when you build a personal identity for a character, I just feel like you're building more of a person that feels realistic, and people are going to identify with that character much more because they feel a little bit more real, right? Now, this also can lead down a very dangerous path of people being, people really believing that this character is real, and I'm gonna be out here and say, like, these characters are not real, they just exist in my little comic, in my little head, right? That's all they really are at the end of the day. So yeah, because I know for a fact that people might be a little upsetty spaghetti at Luthador next chapter, and just keep in mind, 1, this is a fantasy world, 2, these characters are not real, and 3, Luthador has gone through a lot of shit to be where he was at. And the reason I have to say that is because I'm going to have to put a warning for Luthador having a little bit of a mental breakdown. But I mean, wouldn't you have a mental breakdown if you were locked away for 1,000 years? At that point, you deserve a mental breakdown. Yeah, Luthador, unfortunately, is my little broken child. And I'm so sorry. He is the one character I have decided to give all of the trauma to. Not to say that other characters don't have trauma. They'll get theirs eventually. Yeah. Look, I like creating characters that have... I will say this much. You can make a character that doesn't have trauma, but I think the reason that a lot of people write characters that have trauma is because there are a lot of people that aren't really that perfect. It's very much more human to go through certain experiences because it just feels that much more realistic, that much more human to us, because there are people that have gone through those situations before. So that's kind of like why I think a lot of people that write characters and stuff like do that. And I also think that the reason that a lot of people who have OCs and characters that do have a lot of trauma sometimes are usually pulling from their
Trauma
own.
makes it easy to write motivation.
That's the other thing too. It is very much a crutch for writing motivation. I can admit that, but the funny thing is with Luthador in particular, his trauma is not motivation. Like, it's just there. So his trauma is very much not a motivation issue. It's just something that he has to deal with day to day, which is great because it does make him a much more interesting character other than I am hero and will go save the world. It's like, I have to go save the world because at least it'll keep my mind off of all the stuff that's happening. But every once in a while I'll still remember it. And when I do remember it, it's going to be very saddening. Like, because that's kind of how my trauma works, is like, I go through a lot of ups and downs with my mental health. And I am a person that has actually experienced some trauma, some very terrible childhood trauma that I don't want to discuss or really talk about. Maybe at one point down the line, I might talk about it either on Twitter or like in Discord or someplace. I might talk about it more in Discord. But I have suffered a lot in my life. My life has not been easy, it has not been great. And it has made me a very, shy and timid person, because of it. And, Luthador, art is my self-worth. Luthador is my mental struggles. That's what both of those characters encompass. So if you want to get a little insight into my mind, now, let me just say this much. I did not do terrible things. It's more of Luthador is a is a character amalgamation of my mental struggles.
To roughly quote a D&D joke, why do all these characters have tragic backstories? Well, I doubt Bill, the owner of the successful family winery, would feel the need go slay a dragon.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's a little bit about me. And actually I was having a little bit of a sad depresso espresso moment before starting stream. And I will admit that I do get a little depressy. I will say most of my thoughts are more about
I must go. Work needs me.
Okay, bye-bye. Yeah. I will say I do become depressy expressy. Do I suffer from certain ideations of not being here anymore? No, I have not had one of those for a very, very long time, and I'm very thankful for it because I have a good support system and I'm very, very happy. So I don't. Good luck with your inner thoughts scratching the surface. Yeah, they do. They are the true parasites, right? I laugh about it, but I you know, humor numbs the pain, right? No, but I might at one point later down the line maybe talk about it a little bit more seriously. I've been thinking about actually talking about it for like a YouTube video or something, where of course I would put 100 million disclaimers, like, right? Like, you know, like kind of like maybe a draw my life situation where I'm just like voicing over while drawing like art and stuff like that, or something like that. The reason just being is so that then, you know, at least you're getting some entertainment other than me just sitting here and talking about it, right? But I will say, like, I have done like journal writings about it and trying to write about it, but honestly after a while it just makes me, because a lot of people are like, oh well, if you journal about it it'll make you feel better. I'm like, no, it just reminds me of it and all the shit I went through as a kid. So like, yeah, it's not, I don't think, I will say I am talking with people, so don't worry about it. I'm doing good. I'm trying to do better for the stuff. It's just more of like, sometimes I wonder if I should just like disappear from the internet. Not disappear from life, like disappear from the internet and like, you know, because I question like whether or not like what I'm doing sometimes is good or anything, because I deal a lot with feeling very much invisible a lot of the times. And it's just a lot of self-worth issue problems. But yeah, I might clarify it better in writing. I like kind of typed up something, which will never be released because I kind of want to rewrite it a little bit if I ever do release it anywhere. Just because I kind of just spam wrote it down. But I will say writing it did not make me feel better. Again, writing does not help. I use writing to more of create interesting and fantastical worlds. So I use writing as an escapism than I do to, and also a little bit to understand my world with, or the world around me with like fantastical means. Because that's what helped me. I feel like people might be like, oh my gosh, what kind of childhood trauma? Don't worry, it's not that bad. There are people that have probably had it worse than me. Oh fuck. There are probably people that have had it like way worse than I have had it. It's just, my childhood is just, there was a lot of things that happened. And it just kind of really just didn't help. I'm not explaining this well, am I? I'm probably making y'all more worried about my... Nah. Most of the things that happened were not happening to me. It's just things I saw around me as a child. That has very much impacted a lot of things. From my self-worth to even how I view relationships. So it's impacted a large majority of my life. And I'm gonna definitely, you know, there's gonna be a lot of work that needs to happen. And I'm doing what I can by with myself and trying to identify what's wrong with me and everything like that. And then of course, you know, getting professional help as well is also a good thing. So, but it's not that I don't want help, it's just I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting to make calls and like do stuff because I'm always so busy with like comic or doing other chores around the house, and I get busy and distracted, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well I guess I can't call him. I'll call him tomorrow, and then it's the same cycle over again. I'm like, I need somebody to do this for me because apparently I cannot do it. I think the other thing is too is that maybe I just don't want to contact people, but I know I need to. It's you know, it's always hard to do that first step in taking the help that you need. And I understand that. It's very hard. It's very hard. Well, ads are gonna start in what? What does it say? Oh. Oh, ads are starting in 20 seconds. Why did you not pop up with a thing this time saying that ads are going to start in 30 seconds? That's so weird. I don't know why it didn't do that. Weird. That's so interesting. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. There we go, now it says ads are in progress. Jeez. Can I actually do that? I don't want it to be that tiny. There you go. Ba 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 ba. I don't know why, but I now just have Baby Metal chocolate stuck in my head. Actually, I think Baby Metal is one of the few metal bands that I actually really enjoy. I like how we just gone from dark depresso espresso to, oh yeah, Baby Metal. That exists. Apparently Baby Metal is still, like, releasing songs, and I thought that they, like, quit, like, a while ago, and I was like, what? Baby Metal's still going? Apparently it went down from 3 members to 2 members, and apparently I think either they gained a new 3rd member, or the 3rd member came back. I saw something, and I have to check it again. But I'm like, oh, shoot, cool. Because I thought that was, like, you know... Again, I really liked Baby Metal. Baby Metal was cool. I knew Baby Metal... It's like, if anybody talks to me about Baby Metal, I'll be like, you know, and they try to be like, oh yeah, they're super cool stuff. I'll be like, shush, I was there when they first formed. That sounds wrong. I'm sorry. I haven't actually listened to their newer songs. I need to go back and listen to them. I only remember their earlier songs. I Want Chocolate was like my introduction. I think that's why I like that song so much. It was my indoctrination into Baby Metal. Yeah, you don't like Baby, you get indoctrinated into liking Baby Metal. If you guys don't know what Baby Metal is a Japanese metal band. Yeah, Baby Metal is a Japanese metal band. I know that you guys just came back from ads. I was talking about Baby Metal. But I love Baby Metal. It's like, you don't imagine that the songs are gonna be that good, and then they go hard for no reason. But I think, like, now Baby Metal, even though they're still called, like, Baby Metal, I believe, they're, I think they're, like, almost adults, or already adults. Because I remember being, like, around their age when they started. So, that's what I remember. You know what I just realized is that I haven't been using my drawing pen. But I remember, like, being around their age when they started, I believe. But I don't recall completely. I could actually be younger than them. Or no, I could be older than them. I would be surprised if I'm younger than them. No, I do not think I am younger than them. If I knew Japanese, I would probably 100% would love to do a collab with Baby Metal. Just imagine. I say that, but who would want to collab with this idiot? A little bit self-sabotaging myself there. I'm gonna be honest, in the VTubing space, I find it sometimes hard to be able to find people to collab with. Not to say that I don't have, like, a collabing group, but it just also seems like because I am in the worst time zone possible, that it is just hard for me to collab with people. Honestly, being on Pacific Coast time is actually the worst time. It's the worst time for anything, collabing or otherwise. It's just bad. Because my time is like, just absolute shit. And I'm just like, maybe I should stream earlier, but I've streamed earlier before, and it was like, it just didn't work out. And then I used to stream like 4 o'clock at night, my time. Like 4, 5, and 6, but I'm just like, nah, I kind of like more the middle of the day time. I don't know why, I just do. I'm relaxing back in my chair because my back's starting to hurt. So I literally slide down in my chair and then just move back. So if you see me leaning back or my head leaning back, it's just me leaning. I gotta be honest, after I get my PC, the new PC build that I want, I am 100% gonna be, I'm gonna 100% be moving to make, I'm trying to think. I'm gonna be 100% trying to save for a standing desk. That's my next goal. A standing desk. Huh? They might be like, why a standing desk? So that then I can stand instead of be sitting. And also I can be able to adjust it to any height so I don't shrimp myself. So I don't cause any more shrimp issues. No more shrimpiness for me. I can't be a shrimp. I won't be able to be a shrimp anymore. If I have the ability to not be a shrimp. My back shall no longer be shrimpy. It is now destined for other grander things. I might put an effect here on these leggings, so I think that's why I'm not going to shade them. Or at least give them a highlight. There's something else I want to do. I still have chocolate. I still have the chocolate stuck in my head. Chocolate! 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 Bro, that's me. When I saw that episode, I felt that, man. I was like, yes. I feel you. You are my spirit animal. That man was truly my spirit animal. Oh my goodness. If there are people out there that do not understand the chocolate man, I'm gonna be from SpongeBob. You're getting kicked out. No, I say that, but I'm joking. No, but seriously though. I hope there are those that understand the complexities of the chocolate man. Cause he was such an icon, man. He was an icon, a legend. Like, so much. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't know why, but sometimes the soft light does not work on like certain colors. I can try my best, but sometimes it just doesn't work. By the way, how I render is I use soft light with a blue. With like a dark blue color. It just makes it a little bit more, I don't know, cleaner. But I have noticed that red is just not a good color with a soft light. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't do the thing it needs to do. Does it really great on like gold and stuff though. Gold it does amazing. Oh, is my mom home? Okay, that makes more sense. I didn't even know my mother was home. Because all of a sudden I'm starting to hear like things, and I don't know if it's me from listening to some streams in the background, or if it's my mom. You wanna know who's listening to stuff? My mom! Sorry. I'm gonna be honest, that's the only thing I remember from regular show. I remember nothing else. I was not a regular show watcher. I did not watch regular show. I just knew certain things from what people had shown me, and that was about it. That's all I knew about regular show. And the only thing I remembered from it really was Muscle Man just saying my mom all the time. That was it. That's all I knew. Oh gosh. There you go. Mama. Sorry, now I got the my mom thing stuck in my head. Congratulations, brain. Successfully did it again. You've made me question my mind and my reality. The parasites! No, yeah, I think my mom is home because I'm like, that sounds like a movie. She must have like come in and been like, oh, she's streaming right now. Okay. My mom's really nice. She's just like, hey, if you're streaming, like I won't bother you. And that's kind of the mother she is. She's like, oh, oops, sorry. She'll sometimes come in here and be like, are you streaming right now? And I just say, no, I'm not. What do you need? There has been times where she comes in and she's like, are you streaming? And I go, yeah. But do you need something? And she's like, oh, I didn't want to bother you while you were streaming. And I was like, no, it's okay. I can mute my mic. So I'll mute my mic if my mother comes in to talk to me sometimes. So, and whenever I say, and that was Mama Art, everybody, yeah, that's how you know that my mother was here. Or if you hear me just suddenly say, yeah, I am. That means that my mom is asking me if I'm streaming right now. My mother's a very, very cute, very supportive. I'm gonna be honest, if I ever make it big in streaming, I really do want to pay her back because I feel like she deserves it. She put me through school. She gave me this laptop that we're now working on and streaming. She gave me a lot of what I have, and without her, I probably wouldn't have the stuff that I need. I was able to pay for my mic myself, thankfully, because I had saved up the money too. And now because of this, I'm able to start saving up for actually getting a PC and eventually down the line upgrading to that. I'm still gonna, you know, use my laptop, but like maybe for other things like editing clips and stuff like that. So a little bit more like laid back and chill stuff. But the good thing is that then I could just take my laptop and move somewhere else where I don't have to be in my office all the time and be able to work on stuff. That's like one thing I do want to do. There we go. Gotta be honest, I love Fera's hair. Fera's hair used to be so much longer, and then I was like, I don't want to deal with that much hair. I'm making it shorter. So I gave her a haircut. Her hair used to be down to her like back. So I changed it to be shorter because I thought that it would be a little bit better. And yes, it is very much like typical like hair that you would see in like, you know when people are trying to like make Arabic people and then they give them like, and then they give the woman like this hairstyle. Yeah, it's very much that. But you know, she needs it to keep her hair out of her face when she's fighting, so there's like a reason to it. And also the other purpose is like this is supposed to look like a flame, so I had other reasons to why her design choices were the way that they were. But I'm gonna be honest, I feel like Fera in this particular pose is the most dynamic. By the way, this is an art piece that I'm making to be able to make prints of, so you can have a cool looking Fera at home. Oh, wasn't done saving yet. But yeah, I'm making like a bunch of these little things, but it's also for her character showcase as well that I'm putting on the website, which by the way, if you haven't gone and checked those out, I do have to update them. But I do have like little character showcase things to showcase off all the characters and who they are, where they're from, what they do, kind of a little bit of their personality. I might start putting in when you meet them so that then people can go like, oh, okay, so we'll meet this character about this chapter. But that's for like later down the line. The reason being is because there are certain characters that I think that we would have met by chapter 4, but we're not. Oh, good news though. Chapter 4, we're finally getting daddy art in the comic. I know, I heard Opie's ears just go up. I feel like Opie just going, oh, daddy art's gonna be in the comic. Yeah, daddy art's finally gonna be in the comic next chapter. To all of you that have probably been waiting, because I did say that the chapters are going to contain my models. Not all of them, but like the daddy art model and of course my regular model, the 2.0 and the daddy art 2.0 is also going to be in the comic as well. So there's a few things where you can be sure of that are going to be in there. It's mostly basically the bigger models are gonna be in there for certain. Oh, excuse me. That was a burp that had a little bit of water in it, and I almost that water almost came up with the burp. Would have come up and out of my mouth, and that would have been gross. I think I need to turn the sketch off now. At one point, when I'm rendering stuff, I just need to turn the sketch off because I can't see anymore of what I'm doing. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. I don't know what I'm singing anymore. Oh wait, where's Fera? Fera, I didn't put your thing in here yet. Damn it. I didn't put her color palette in here yet. Okay, hold on. There you go. How rude of me. But there we go. There's Fera. Let me turn off this. Oh, that's not what I want to turn off. I meant that. She does have like other things I was gonna show off here with her design, which was she was gonna have some firearms here, but instead I kind of got rid of them. I might draw them later in, but for right now, oh my god, her rendered looks so fucking beautiful. She looks so great. This is how I imagined Fera to be. She's just so... She's her. I'm me, but I can never... but I want to be her, but I can never be her. Like I don't... What's the sound for that again? I forget what the sound is. Like, that's just like I can never be her or something like that, and then it like shows like a thing. I don't know, it's a TikTok thing. I don't know what it is. I forget the audio. It's been circulating around again. The reason I feel like it's been circulating around is because of people are remembering certain things. I don't know, it's like an old TikTok video that was circulated around of this like fast food worker putting on their apron, and they like cinched it was almost like as if they used it as a corset because their body just like, what the heck. I'm totally remembering what color the boobs were. No, what color the shirt was. No, oh no. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I think Fera is done for what I want to do for the coloring, because I just wanted to get her coloring done. Is she under chaos order? Oh, by the way, these symbol things behind them, it does mean something. I will not tell you what it means though. You're gonna have to figure that out later on in the comic. There's so many little hints and things that I put, and I will say this much. Chapter 3 is gonna give you a big foreshadowing. If you don't see it, I guess you missed it. But anyways, I don't know. Ow. My back. I don't know if I want to sit here and continue drawing or if we should just like end. Cause I'm thinking about it. Thinking about it. The parasites in me. the demons in me. Sorry. Actually, you know what I kind of want to do? Where is it? There we go. I can't draw like everything in here, but I can start drawing like a few things. I should want to show off the 2.0 because we might start working on this on stream here and there. So this is all that I have done of the 2. Of course, I cannot draw the body on stream. That is going to have to be done another day, and along with like maybe putting like some other colors down. Because I cannot make that on stream because boobs. But this is what I do have done so far. I still might change a little bit on the eyes, but for now, these are pretty much fine. So I have the eyes and the brows, and just to give you a little glimpse at just with this amount of work done. This is how many layers there are already. Yeah. Please appreciate your model artists and riggers, because Oh my goodness. By the way, this is all I have for the model. Just a reference. This is what I have from this blue down to the orange. Down to the orange here. All of this in between the orange and the blue is all for just the eye. Now, some of these are going to be merged down, so like they're not going to be singular, but there's still more layers to add. You want to know why? Because I have to render the eyelid and the lashes. So it's not done yet. It's not even done yet. These are just the eyes too. It's something so small that's gonna be like from over here. But the reason that the face needs to be like more detailed and stuff sometimes is because you're gonna be looking at it more, but also I'm gonna be giving a lot of detail to the rest of the body. So yeah. I also do have a breakdown of how I'm going to be breaking up some parts of the body. So that's already kind of being done and outlined for me. So you can kind of see what I'm doing for the body here. Now, there are some things that I'm gonna probably change or edit. The legs, I don't know. I might make them separated in an interesting way. I might just completely, again, on this model in particular, because I'm making a base. So this is what I'm doing. I'm making a base. So I have a base. And then I'm putting the clothes over top of it. Also, just appreciate that I am making myself more plus size because we have chub, everybody. I need to still make it go out a little bit more here, but we got the chub. The chub is real. The chub be going. This is belly chub right here, by the way. I do know how to rig this, by the way, for doing a plus size. It's gonna be a little bit different, but it's just popping this belly out to be further than normal, of course, than how I would normally do it. I'm also making the arms a little bit closer to the body, but I might change this when actually going into Live 2D of like making it maybe come out a little bit from the body instead of just like flat down. But we'll see what I want to do with that. It just depends on how I want to do it. But yeah. So that's the work that we have done. Honestly, the easiest thing is probably going to be the ears and the earring here. And mainly everything else. The face is all going to be weird. Actually, I can show you guys something that I worked on a little bit. Where is it? There we go. So, just so you all know, I had to make my own mouth, I had to make my own, mouth, is it? You know what? I'm not gonna do 0. I had to make my own mouth chart. There we go. Because in Live 2D, you need to have like different keyframes for different mouths. So I had to make it myself because my mouth is very unique with how I want it to be. This one isn't open yet. Oh yeah, I had to open up the chin a little bit. But you see here, you're gonna be able to open this mouth. But I've noticed that a lot of people that have a mouth like this, it's just open mouth, close mouth. So they just open it up and close it. And that's it. That's all they do. That's all that riggers do for it. I'm like, I don't want that. I want to be different. So that is one thing. And it's just sketched. This is just for rigging purposes to have a template like this. So, yeah. And then I'm thinking with drawing Yeah, see, now it's like even more open. So you have these like really open. Yeah, that's terrifying, just so you know. That's gonna be terrifying. Cause it's just like, oh, just cute little, oh. And because I laugh a lot, this is how my laugh is probably going to look like. So it's gonna be wide open laughing all the time. Yeah. It's a bit terrifying, I will admit. But that's kind of the point of the model, isn't it, right? I might have a toggle where it opens up completely, where it like unhinges completely, but that'll be a toggle and not like a mouth movement thing. It'll just be a toggle of like, ah. Or I might have it be like an extreme. Basically, if I move my mouth as openly as possible, and it'll just be for that. But that's what I... But that's all the progress I have done on the 2.0 model. Now, by the way, the design model that I, like, pushed out there technically is the live 2D model. But the thing is, I didn't like how it was being made. So I'm scrapping it and redoing it because there was just some parts of it I didn't really like. So I kind of changed some things, but the design is still basically the same. The hair is like the only thing that's different, which I decided to make the hair more of the softer bob instead of what I had before, because I think that it leads to just a nicer look. So, and I played around with a few different designs before I like decided on this one. But if you remember my 3D model back in the day, guys, back in the day, back jingle jingle jingle, back in the day, I used to have on my 3D model that I had braids instead of the ties, but I didn't really know how to draw braids, so I instead started doing a tie instead, like how I have this hair. We're bringing back the braids. We're doing braids again. So that's what we're going back to with this particular hairstyle. But yeah, but I do like how the eyes are turning out. I think that they're a lot more what I wanted the eyes to be originally, because I still want them to be soft. I did give myself bigger brows because I actually naturally have very thick brows. And a lot of people always ask me, what do you do to get your brows the way that they are? And I literally just look at them and say, it's all natural. And they're like, what? You have such good looking brows. And I've been told by like so many beauty people, whenever I go into like Sephora or like Ulta or like any like beauty area, I'm always told by them to never pluck my brows. I will say though, I do have a unibrow like situation. A lot of hair grows between I do have hair that grows between the two. So I do kind of shave / pluck that particular area because that needs to be getting rid of, like that needs to be removed. I don't pluck anymore because oh my gosh, that was so painful. So I just shave it. I just take a little shaver and I shave it. I just shave it. You're not supposed to do that. What am I supposed to do? I'm such a man when it comes to shaving, honestly. I'm such an idiot. Actually, I think men know more about shaving than I do, so maybe I'm not even a man, I'm just an idiot. Look, if it works, it works. That's all I care about. But yeah, so that's that. But without any further ado, we're gonna actually put my signature on this. This isn't finished yet, but for the sake of today, this is finished. Boop, 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 boop. Oop, hold on, I got me. There we go. And then I have to do this. No, I think the other way works better. There we go. Again, you will not understand what any of this is, and that's okay. I'll tell you this much. If you want to know more, look at 2.0 art. Now look at her crown. That's the only way that you'll understand what this background thingy is. Honestly, this background thingy is inspired by Genshin a little bit. Gonna be honest out here. I just thought that it looked cool. But without any further ado, we are done here. And let me just export this out. Now it's done. But you know what the good thing is? Fera's finally done. The only ones I need left to finish is literally Selvik and Golith, which is basically the other two characters. By the way, in the cast, we have in the cast of characters, for when it comes to their genders. Technically, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in the comic, they say they and them a lot. Because technically the world, the lore of the world is that it's very a non-gendered language. Technically it comes because of the gods technically could change their gender all the time, so it was very very non-gender-ish language. There are some parts of it that are languaged, but most of it is like not. So just a thing. Oh wait, are these all JPEGs? Oh, they are all JPEGs. I did not know this. Okay, well, we're gonna have to change certain things up, but that's okay. They have a white background anyways, it doesn't matter. Anyways, let me save this. There's a lot of things that I still need to do with this one. But I wish I could dedicate more time to it, but it's like really hard with the comic and stuff to be able to dedicate time. The best time that I have is when I'm doing the week of like thumbnailing and organizing everything. Like usually that week is like the easiest week, right? And thankfully, the next 2 chapters are going to be a little bit easier so that I can give myself time to be able to work on stuff. But yeah, so without any further ado, this is a very short stream, but... Well, actually a short stream would be like an hour long, right? But let me just switch over. Well, that's what I wanted to work on today. Maybe next week we'll work on, we either, depending on the situation, we might work on the 2.0, another character, maybe a side character, because particularly for my friend, because that, or work on another one of the main cast, which might be Golith. Honestly, it might be Golith. So depends on what I kind of want to do and what I feel like drawing for the day. But yeah, I think that is going to be it for today. I already exported that out. We're all good and Gucci with that. So let me just see. Yeah, well, you know what? I haven't raided you in a while, so we'll raid you. We'll raid the person I'm literally watching while doing art. Because that's what we do here. Let let me just put this aside. Honestly, I'm kind of glad that I'm ending this early because it probably helps me to go and work on other things that need to be worked on. That's what that helps me do. Hooray! Help me from my hellscape. No, joking. But before I leave, let me just remind everybody about the Patreon, because now if you want to support me and support the channel further, you can definitely check out the Patreon, where there's going to be exclusive, up-to-date things and early access to that of the comic. You're either going to get either sketches and thumbnails, or you're going to get fully illustrated parts of the comic. Now, I will say this much, it's not going to be the entirety of the comic. You're not going to get early access to the entirety of the comic. Unfortunately, I don't want to do that right now. I just don't feel comfortable about that. But you will get like early peeks compared to anybody else to be able to understand what is happening in the comic before anybody else. Now, there might be certain characters or other side content that I might do that you might have access to earlier than anybody else. For example, earlier enemy characters, or other characters that haven't really shown off yet, or side characters that we're going to be interacting with, but maybe only for a bit. So you might get to see that earlier than anybody else. So if you do want to go on there and check it out. Or, you know, and the other thing is that there are 4 different types of memberships. You can do the Only George, where it's only $1 a month, and you get to see cute little pictures of George, and you guys get to actually vote on what's the next theme for next month. So you guys will be able to vote on what themes that you want. If you join Little Storm tier, you will be able to get access to you get to vote on merch, you get to like get sneak peeks of the comic, and you might get access to some exclusive wallpapers and phone wallpapers as well. I don't know when those will be popping up. It just means like I might post them every once in a while. I'm not dedicated to doing it every single month, but every once in a while you might get access to them. Now, it does mean that you just get access, you get access to these ones, but there are other ones that I might do that everyone will be able to have access to via the Ko-Fi. So, basically the Ko-Fi is more for the public area, where I'll post things up so everybody can get it, and the Patreon will be more of like the paywalled stuff that you can't get access to. And then Big Storm, everything, but you might get animated wallpapers. I need to look into how to do animated wallpapers to make sure I'm doing it correctly, so you guys can be able to access that. And then also early access. You will get early access to part of the next chapter. So not just the pages, but like part of it. Meaning like you might only get the first beginning part of the chapter. And then the extra part, you're going to have to wait until it fully releases. But you guys will get to access the chapter earlier, part of it, before anybody else. And then lastly, we have Only Art, which is basically just the NSFW stuff. Also NSFW work of the other characters in the comic as well. So if you want to see Fera, I guess, in her full muscular glory, there might be that on there as well. So there's a few different things that can be done that I tried to structure correctly and make sure that it's appropriate. And again, if you don't have the money to pay for a month or so, don't. You know, this is just an extra thing that if you guys want to, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. There are other reasons that I mainly put, like, you know, and you can just do the $5 for like a month and get like really cool stuff, right? And that's it. You don't have to come back ever again if you don't want to. It's just a fun extra thing that you guys can have access to and fun with, and that's mainly what it's being used for. So yeah. Mainly, I am also using it just for, like, comic stuff, basically. And I have a place to put the NSFW work, honestly, too, so. Yee. Anyways, without any further ado, I'm gonna get the raid going for us. I don't... Why am I forgetting how to do all of my commands? I'm, like, literally forgetting everything. And then... I hate the pop-up thing now, so I just put it in myself. I just put it in myself now. Because I cannot be bothered. Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on. Alright. Without any further ado, I'm gonna get the raid started for us. My back hurts, I'm tired, but I finished what I wanted to, so that's the important part. Again, I don't know what we're doing next week, but tomorrow we're gonna be playing some more Stardew. Please do not make me stream for 6 hours. We're slowly, like, chipping back at it, but I think, I need to open up the save and just remember kind of what we're supposed to be doing, or I might, like, look at the previous stuff, but I think for the most part, we might be working on stuff to do with Ginger Island, because we've basically finished the community, we basically finished all of the main storyline stuff, right? I believe. But I think we have stuff to do on Ginger Island, so we're probably going to be doing and focusing some stuff on Ginger Island situations, and just doing a whole bunch of just kind of, I think we're just gonna just kind of do whatever. It's gonna be a whatever day of just running around and doing certain tasks that we need to complete. Probably making the farm look better, so that then we can get, like, a good thing from Grandpa for year 3. But, yeah. Without any further ado, as I always say, may the winds guide you. Until next time. Goodbye, everybody. How do I end this?